A former drug dealer who has gone through all the circles of hell decides to retire and forget about his dark past, but the past does not intend to let him go just like that. Casey and Christine are a young couple living an ordinary life. A bell rang in their house one night. This is Nick, Casey's former accomplice, who, unlike his friend, is still engaged in criminal cases. Nick arrives at a friend's house and is surprised by how much Casey has changed his life. No wonder. The guy leads a healthy lifestyle, takes care of the house, and works as an architect. His wife is unaware of her husband's dark past. Nick assures that he has also changed. He talks about his business and says that he is going to get married. Referring to an important meeting, the guest leaves the house by borrowing a friend's car. Casey, tidying up his friend's things in the room, sees the case. It was with such a suitcase that they did the dark deeds. The guy drives away bad thoughts from himself, assuring himself that this case contains only important documents, but curiosity makes him open the case. Seeing that he is full of heroin, Casey becomes furious. He calls a friend, but he only throws up his hands, saying that he does not understand what he is talking about. Enraged, the owner of the house begins to get rid of the drugs by flushing them down the sink. A few minutes later, the doorbell rings. A dark-skinned guy disguised as a pizza delivery man enters the house. He points a gun at Casey and asks to give him heroin. The stranger reports that he is forced to kill the house's owner after learning that all of the drugs have been disposed of. Before dying, Casey asks to give him the opportunity to smoke weed, and the stranger happily agrees.
Ice dreams of becoming a rapper. He gets a call from the studio and is asked to perform one of his songs on the phone right now. Casey, taking advantage of Ice's confusion, knocks him out, ties him up, and locks him in the garage. At this moment, Dr. Jarvis comes to him. He came to find out more information about Casey. The couple wants to adopt a foster child. Christine has already passed the individual interview, so now it's Casey's turn. Their conversation is interrupted by noise from the garage. The man apologizes to the doctor and leaves. There, he hangs Ice by his legs from a ceiling beam so that he does not make noise. At this moment, the liberated beauty Dallas appears on the threshold of the house. She unceremoniously goes into the living room and, ignoring Casey's protests, sits down on the sofa. When the guy leaves to answer the phone, the girl has a very frank conversation with the doctor about how she starred in porn. Taking advantage of the situation, the man inquires about Casey's past, and Dallas informs him in detail about the man's criminal history. After listening to the story, Dr. Jarvis leaves, not wanting to listen to the guy's excuses. The girl takes the owner of the house hostage. After learning that there are no drugs, she demands money from the guy, but having been refused her request, Dallas rapes the bound man. The process is interrupted by a shot that blows the brains out of a lustful bitch. Billy Hill killed her. The guy demonstrates a bag with an object for torture. Hearing a noise in the street, he seals Casey's mouth shut and leaves the room. When Billy returns, the guy is already waiting for him. He got rid of the tape on his hands and armed himself with a frying pan. He strikes the man several times and hangs him in the garage with Ice. Nick calls Casey. He says that he stole the money, hid it, and directed all traces to a friend's house. The man apologizes and advises him to leave the city. Nick is seriously injured, and this may have been his last call. Casey puts the house in order, removing all traces of blood, but soon Detective Kasroff appears on the threshold of the house. The man puts a bag on the floor, inside of which is Nick's head. He wants to get the money that the accomplice stole from the police. Kasroff is sure that Casey can guess where his friend could hide the stolen goods. He offers the guy a deal, according to which the guy must bring the money before 7 o'clock in the evening, and in return he will receive a cleaning of the house from corpses and a further happy family life. Casey finds the money Nick hid in the spare tire of his car. There, he finds 2 clocks. This is a friend's gift for him and Christine. At the appointed time, police officers led by Kasroff and several large drug dealers come to the guy's house. The man himself is not present. He pits those who have dared to interfere in his measured life against one another. At this time, Casey meets Christine at the airport and tells her that he has to leave urgently. He invites her to come with him, but she has to make a decision right now. The girl agrees, and the couple leaves to start a new life with $2 million. Thank you for being with us. Please click subscribe and stay with us day by day.